Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, it's time for another payday prep, and this is going to be a two-fold payday prep. We're going to have a grocery edition, and we're going to have an automotive edition. All right, so stand by and we'll be right back. It's time for another payday prep, and this is going to be a two-fold payday prep. So first, let me show you guys what scores I made. And actually, my wife made some too, all right? Because we got some hauls here from the commissary and some hauls from Costco's. But let me just show you the deal I found today. I actually found this today. I went to the commissary to get lunch today, and I went to their clearance aisles. And I found these, and I know we like these, especially my wife. She really likes the apple cinnamon kind. These Nutri-Grain. And you got 16 bars to one box. These are about 2 weeks away from their Best Buy date, and let me hope I don't make a mess over here. Let me just show you guys. There we go. And I paid $1 for each box. So there's 16 bars in here, and I paid $1 for each box. They had more, but this is not something that I'm going to put away for long-term storage. All right, this is something that we will eat. All right, put in our pantry and eat. These are great for if you're running late and you want to grab one or two of these and take it for breakfast, and you're good to go. All right, take some of these when you're going on a long trip, in your vehicle, which I don't go on long trips, but you want to take a couple extra of these if you're going on a long trip. That way you can have something to snack on. Great deal, great price, and it's a pretty decent product. I think it is. And I just got this because I like Cheez-Its, and these were on sale, and the only reason they were on clearance is because this box is dented. It actually still has like over a year left on the expiration. So let's see. Yeah, it's got like a year left on its expiration. But as you can see, the box is dented, so they put it on clearance for 95 cents. All right, and what I'm excited about this payday prep is these baby wipes were on sale at Costco's, and I think they were $19 or $19 and change a piece. And as you can see, they come with 1,052 wipes. So we went ahead and got 4 of those. And ladies and gentlemen, I feel that the best way to prep for number 2 is with baby wipes, because you get a lot of wipes if you're disciplined enough to, use one baby wipe for more than one wipe. You can really get a lot out of these. All right, and they take up a lot less storage than toilet paper does. Now, we use toilet paper, but we really like having these on hand. All right, I think these are great to have. Right, and we also got some detergent at Costco's that was on sale. And what I mean by sale is how in Costco's every once in a while they give you like $3 or $4 or $5 off an item or something like that. And that's what these were. I believe that these baby wipes up here, they're like normally 24 and change, and they were $19 and change. So I think they came with like a $5 discount with a limit of 4. So we got the limit. And like I said, when you guys are getting payday preps, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of how I feel about getting items like this that I know I'm going to eat right away. Now, this is a payday prep. Am I storing this for long term? No, I'm not. Right? We're intending on eating this right away. Right? Or, not right away. We're not going to eat 5 containers within a week. It'll take us a while to eat through these. However, these are normally $4, $5 per pack. All right? Now, instead of buying these at regular price, I just got 5 packs for about the price of 1 pack at normal price, right? Well, that money that I would have spent on buying full price, I can use that money to spend on something else that I can prep, all right? So if there's something that you normally buy and you see it on sale, stock up on it, all right? If it's something that you normally use, because the money that you're saving on that item, you'll be able to use towards other preps. At least that's the way I see it, all right? Like, for example, I remember someone telling me that they were selling, where they lived, they were selling pasta for like 39 cents a pound, and they ended up buying like 25 pounds or something like that. That's a heck of a value. You don't have to worry about buying pasta probably for the rest of the year if you're going to use that pasta for your regular pantry. Well, the money that you would have spent on pasta later on, you can spend on buying something that you can put away for long-term storage, all right? But there's nothing wrong in buying more than what you actually need for your regular pantry, all right? If it's going to allow you to use those funds that you saved to use for preps, all right? Same thing with these guys. We know for a fact that we're going to use these, all right? It's going to take us a while to use them, but that's good, all right? So why not buy them now that they're on sale instead of waiting until we're almost running out or until we have to rotate another one and get another one and they're at regular price, all right? So this is my payday prep on the grocery side for this payday, ladies and gentlemen. However, there is another portion to this payday prep, and I'm going to take you guys outside for that, okay? So we'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and this is the second part of my payday prep, all right? And you may be wondering, AP, why are you getting all this stuff if you don't need it? Because I know I'm going to need this eventually, all right? And prices of these items have just been going up and up and up, right? And I'm going to give you a couple examples. First of all, let me show you what I have here, okay? Now, I'm sure that there are other things that we could prep that are auto-related, all right? And if you guys could please help out the community by leaving comments as to what other things should we prep for our vehicles, okay? Now, some people may say, why would you need a vehicle for during a life-changing event, all right? We never know. You never know. Only because there's a life-changing event, even one that's a systemic life-changing event, meaning that it's encompassing the country and or the world, all right? You never know if there's still going to be gasoline available. There might be, all right? And storing gasoline is a different subject, and I do believe that I did a short video on storing gasoline not too long ago, okay? So you never know if it's going to be available, and some people may ask, well, why would I store this? I don't even know how to work on my vehicles. That could be true, but you may know someone that can, and for a jar of peaches or a jar of ground beef, they may work on your vehicle for that, okay? Or for a silver coin, they may work on your vehicle for that. We don't know, all right? But it is a good idea to get these things, especially if you know that you're going to need them in the future. Now, these parts right here are mainly for my wife's vehicle because I know that her vehicle is probably going to need new brakes within the next couple of years, 3 years or so. Okay, but the thing is that these brakes here 4 or 5 years ago were half the price that they are now. All right, and these are not even the high-end type of brakes. I personally like using the less expensive brakes, the ones that wear down a little faster, because they're a lot easier on the rotors, all right, than the really expensive brakes that are really super hard, all right? So I would rather keep my rotors smooth and change my brake pads more often than to have to change my rotors out every time I do a brake job because I'm using brake pads that are really, really super hard, okay? If you understand where I'm coming from, all right? So what I got here is I got a set of brakes for the rear, all right, and for the front of the truck, all right? I got 8. There's only 4 right there, but there's another box right here that's full of them. I got 8 spark plugs, which is enough to change every spark plug on the vehicle, okay? And I also got a serpentine belt for that vehicle. Now, that vehicle actually takes another 2 serpentine belts. I mean, not 2 serpentine belts. This is the serpentine belt for the drivetrain, all right? You know, it powers the water pump, the alternator, all those things. But there's actually another 2 smaller belts that control or power the water pump, not the water pump, the power steering pump and the AC, all right? And they were out of those, all right? So I'm going to go back and grab one of those when they have them in stock, all right? And the oil, I have enough oil here. Each of these boxes come with 6 quarts of motor oil. And the reason that I like using this specific motor oil is because it has a long oil change interval, right? If I remember reading it correctly, I remember reading somewhere on the box that this oil is good for 10,000 miles. Now, do I change my oil on my vehicles every 10,000 miles just because I use this oil? Unfortunately, no. All right. I do it probably about every 5,000 miles. However, if it were some kind of life-changing event where oil was not readily available or too expensive, I would be more than happy to go 10,000 miles without an oil change using this oil. What I would do is I would just change my oil filter like every 3,000 miles, all right? Instead of changing the oil and the oil filter every 3 to 5,000 miles. That's what I would do. I would just change my oil filter more often and still use the same oil that's in the engine, right? And then maybe add a half a quart of oil after I change the oil filter to compensate for the oil that was inside of the oil filter. Okay, and this oil was actually on sale for $10 off per case, which is a very good deal. All right, so that's what I got for the payday prep for my vehicle. Now I wanted to show you this. This is a 5-quart container of oil, the same kind. And what I do with, oh, look at that right there, it says 15,000 miles guarantee protection, so it's more than 10,000 miles. Okay, so what I do with this jug here is I keep this in my truck just in case my oil light comes on or something like that happens, and I go and check the oil level and my vehicle needs oil. All right, so I keep that, and it's about three quarters full. Another reason I keep it is because when I take my vehicle to go get an oil change, what am I saying here? Okay, yes. When I take my vehicle to go get an oil change, they charge you a premium for an additional quart of oil, anything over 5 quarts. Well, my vehicle takes 6 quarts of oil, and so does my wife's, all right? So I keep this in there, and I tell them, hey, instead of charging me the extra $8 on top of what you're normally charging for the extra quart of oil, just go ahead and use that oil that I have in there, and then just put it back on my seat when you're done using it, all right? And buying this in bulk like this, in this container, is a lot less expensive per quart than what they charge you per quart when they add it on to your vehicle's oil change. Now, I know how to do my own oil changes. However, where I live is not very level, and it's a lot easier for me to just go have it done, and it doesn't cost that much more, all right? For me to do my own oil change, it would probably cost me about $40 to do my own oil change using this oil and using a good oil filter, which is one of the things I don't have here. I didn't get an oil filter for this because I do have like 12 oil filters for our vehicles put away. All right, it's in my storage room under the house. I know where it is, but I didn't feel like going to go get it. But I've got about 12 oil filters put away that will be good for as long as I need them. All right, so like I said, this is not everything that you would need, all right, to maintain a vehicle, but think outside the box. For example, do you guys have a safety kit inside your vehicle? Do you have a set of jumper cables at the very minimum inside your vehicles? And believe it or not, I do have a set of jumper cables in my vehicle, and the only time that I've ever used those jumper cables were to help somebody else out. I've never actually needed a jump, but I've been able to use those to actually help someone out that needed help. Now, I wanted to show you this as well, because this is going to be our next part of this video after we're done here. I want to show you this little pump. This little pump is a great pump to have. I use it to pump fuel. Now, I do believe that this pump, when I bought it, was advertised to be used with kerosene and or with heating oil, all right, or heating fuel, all right. And you can also use it for water if you want, but of course you can't interchange it. So if you're going to use it for one thing or the other, and that's that, right? And I wanted to show you how awesome this little pump works to use with pumping gasoline into my truck. Now, before I show you guys that, I want to go ahead and do a disclaimer. I'm not telling you guys to use a pump like this or anything similar like that to pump gasoline into anything, okay? This was not advertised as a gasoline pump, all right? It was advertised as like a kerosene and a heating oil pump, or a heating fuel pump. All right, it was not advertised as a gasoline pump. So if you guys decide to do something like that on your own, I'm assuming it's because you did your own research and you decided for yourself that it was the right thing to do. Okay, but I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, let me go ahead and set up our next station. All right, and I'll show you how this little thing works, because I think it's a great deal. I think I paid $9.99 for this a few years back. All right, so we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I've got a few gas cans here, and it's for a reason. All right, so what you see there is a 5-gallon, actually that's a 6-gallon gas can. All right, that is a 5-gallon gas can, and this is a 2-gallon gas can. Now this gas can actually serves as my gasoline can for my chainsaw and for my lawn trimmer or my grass trimmer. I don't really have grass, it's more like weeds, but for my trimmer. Okay, but I put it here to make a point. These cans right here may be too heavy for some people to lift. Okay, I know that when my shoulder was hurting, that I could not lift one of these cans like that. Okay, so the reason I have this 2-gallon gas can here is if you have problems with lifting heavy things, instead of carrying around a 5-gallon can or 6-gallon can, maybe you ought to think about getting a couple of 2-gallon cans that you can easily handle. All right, and then the other thing I want to show you is that there's different types of nozzles. These nozzles here, these new style nozzles that they changed over to, which are, in my opinion, the worst nozzles that you can possibly get. I think they spill more fuel than they save, which is what they were marketed as saving fuel. And then somebody had the bright idea to legislate that these were the only nozzles that could be used. Anyways, I digress. All right, you can actually get a kit that has one of these nozzles in it. All right, and that also comes with a vent. That way you can pop that open when you're filling up your vehicle, and the can will actually vent and allow your gasoline to flow freely into your vehicle using that nozzle. Okay, however, like I said before, if you have problems lifting up heavy containers and you need to do something like this, something you can do is like what I've done right here. I just took a bucket, all right, I put it on the ground and I put the gasoline can on top of it. All right, and as you can see here, I went ahead and placed my, this is what this really is called an electric siphon. All right, and even though you see that there's a little bit of a lift, in order for a siphon to work, you really want your container to be higher than where the fluid is going to. But since this one is assisted by an electric motor, you can still use it like this. And let me see, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the gasoline going into it, but really all you have to do is go ahead and put your tube in there and go ahead and turn this on. I'm not sure if you'll hear it running, but I'm not sure if you saw the gas going in there, but it's going in there nice and freely. All right, let's see if you guys can see it. I'm not sure that you saw it, but it's going in there right now. I'm not sure if you can hear it. But if you go ahead and use something like this, you won't have to stand there holding the can and, sweating and being afraid of spilling gasoline on the ground and things like that. And it's a lot easier. All you have to do is what I'm doing here is just standing back, letting it do all of the work, and waiting until it runs out of gasoline in the can, and you'll be able to hear it because it'll guzzle a little bit, pretty much telling you, hey, there's no more gasoline in here. Go ahead and change me over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's pretty much all I've got for today's payday preps. All right, I'll call it payday preps. And like I said, I know that I didn't even come close to covering all of the things that you can do to prep for your vehicle. But another thing, if I may add, which would help a lot, is if you already have a vehicle, just maintain it. All right, like for example, make sure that you have nice, thick treads on your tire. Okay, and if your tires are too low, go ahead and change them over, but don't throw away your old tires. Okay, because you can always use your old tires. I've got some old tires for this vehicle where the tread still has enough to be road legal, but it didn't have enough to satisfy me for it being safe. However, in some kind of life-changing event where you may need those tires, you'll have them, and you can also probably barter them as well. All right. And if you can't do any of that with it, guess what? You can plant some potatoes in them or something like that. Right. So there's a lot of things you can do. There's also things that you can get for your vehicles. Like if your vehicle takes a fuel filter. OK, I know that most vehicles nowadays that are new have a fuel filter that's inserted in the fuel pump, which is inside the gas tank. So there's really no way of changing it. This vehicle right here actually has a fuel filter that's an inline fuel filter that needs to be changed out about every 30,000 miles or so. Okay, so that's another thing that I probably should get for this vehicle, right? Since most of my preps that I got this time was for my wife's vehicle, is probably to get 1 or 2 inline fuel filters. All right, maybe only 1 because I just had it changed, and with the amount of miles that I drive, 2 fuel filters will probably last me 10 years. I'm lucky if I drive 5,000 miles a year. Okay, so depending on your situation, it's going to depend on what you get and how much of it you get. Okay, so I'm sure there's a lot of other things that you can get to prep for your vehicles. So leave your ideas out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have in mind as far as prepping for vehicles. All right, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and cut this video off. All right, I'm sure it's probably gone long enough. So thank you very much for joining in today. I truly appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'll tell you right now, this is not a high-tech channel, and it never will be. Okay, this is probably as low-tech, or this is probably as high-tech as I'm going to get. Like I said on a different video, low-tech is high-tech for me. All right, so this is a low-tech channel, but this is the kicker. It's a great community, all right? And you don't need to have high tech to have a great community, all right? And this community is an awesome community. I'm sure that you would love to be part of it. And just check out the comments and see how appreciative and how respectful of each other our community members are to each other. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe and become one of my VIPs. And to my VIPs, thank you very much for always stopping by when I put up a new video. All right, you are truly appreciated. Thank you very much to the new Patreons. I will give you guys a shout out the next time that I do a video, and I actually have your guys' name on the screen. I don't have your name handy right now, but thank you very much for that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support the channel, all you have to do is take a look at the links and click on one of my links if you're going to go shopping at Amazon. If you guys are going to do shopping elsewhere, like Emergency Essentials, Oxen Farms, The Ready Store, or even Valley Foods, I have links for those as well, and that does help the channel out, and it doesn't cost you any extra money to buy those things using my links. All right, having said that as well, let me finish it off by saying this. Not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, we are going to have a very nice giveaway. So if you guys are going to be available during our live chat on the Sunday of the 23rd, stop by and you may have a chance of winning a Stanley crock pot. All right, thermos crock pot, and I'm giving away 10 of those things. All right, there's something else that I'm also working on giving away, so I may give away only 8 Stanley crock pots and give away something else that I'm working on, but that's only if it comes through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I hope to see you guys there on the 23rd. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.